So we have the NCAA Women's Basketball Scores for Saturday, January 3rd, 2026. So let's talk about. So we have number 1 UConn defeated Seton in FS1 game, featured game at New Eastern, 84-46. This is a Peacock featured game, and probably in Peacock and probably on their new NBC Sports Network channel that soft launched on YouTube, I believe, YouTube TV. They're testing out with YouTube TV, soft launching it just on YouTube TV, probably for free or really cheap reduced cost. And there has been sports on in USA Network. That were on the old NBC Sports Network. And these are just ones that are in big Peacock. Being Peacock. Like their shows and stuff that are on the old NBC Sports Network that they put on Peacock now. Or the fast channels, like free or streaming television. Anyways, number 4 USA dominates number 17 USC. That without Juju Watkins, you would let USC this season. She's out the whole season. Her injury she suffered in the NCAA tournament. And then end up missing pretty much a whole season. Pretty much up until maybe if they're in NCAA tournament, but that's pretty much maybe that. That's hard for you to come back and even have a minute restriction. They're tough. Number Utah knocks off TC in overtime, 87-77 to win their second Big 12 game of the season. Give TCU their first Big 12 loss of the season. Number 2, Texas Tech. Texas Tech. People think Texas Tech is like a slouch, team. Yeah, they might play a weak non-conference. Yeah, Texas Tech might. They did last year, but then they were in conference. There, that's their tough part of the schedule. But but this year they're really proving why they're undefeated. In the big, but especially they got their ranking of beating Baylor, beating their one-ranked team Baylor. They won two against two SEC teams, Arkansas and Mississippi State, and beat Arizona. So beat Baylor, ranked Baylor by a point, and they beat some other Big 12 team. They may not stay unbeaten, but he's 16-0. Like they're not a slouch. They're not a slouch in Big 12. In the NCAA as a whole. Neither are they a slouch in Big 12 and as a whole, and the NCAA pretty much like the ranked teams. They're not a slouch, I feel. They might not win obviously the NCAA tournament, but just for them to have this remarkable turn, going from a not so great team to being last year WBAT quarterfinalist to now being 16-0 ranked. Wow. Number 25 Princeton, 74 beats Pennsylvania 74-68. Merrimack 67-59 over St. Peter's. Union Series blew out non-Division 1 Livingston 94-38. Bethune-Cookman gets in the first sweat game of the season for both teams. Bethune-Cookman survives by a point, 57-56, and was down at halftime by 8. They're down at halftime by 8 points. But then we're only down winning in the fourth by 1. So 66-50 reversion gain, 68-61 gain. American University 53-45 over Western University. Furman blows up non-divisional Bob Jones 106-1. Siena goes to 4-0 in Medtronic Athletic Conference play. Proven that they're trying to be one of the top teams in the conference, especially for these mid-meters. It's not necessarily always like not about overall record. It's like, hey, look, your conference record is more of like the decider. A lot of these conferences, especially the one big league conferences. Siena 94-80 over Ram. Across 66-15 over Navy. Western Michigan 83-60 over Buffalo. They really had a good leader. Last season, but she left for Arizona. Becky Burke. She was at Buffalo last season. Had a really good team. Got them, didn't make the NCAA tournament, but they made the WNIT. Went pretty well in the tournament, but didn't win at all. But had a good success. But then she left for Arizona, and she took that job. They're struggling a little bit in Big 12 play, but she'll slowly turn this around. Though, give it some time. And Ohio beats Akron 73-56. Ohio 66-55 over 2. Winston 75-70 over JT. Old Dominion 73-60 over Jersey. Arkansas State goes to 4-1 solo plays with 89-71 over Leeds Monroe. St. Joseph 74-4. Houston 70-55 over Salers. Rice goes to 3-0 in the 2-0 in the American. That's 83-75 over Clark. It's this one in conference with the conference of Bean. Arkansas State is the conference of Bean, so and so it's like East Carolina 74-60 over Memphis. It's too early to see the conference leads because there's a bunch of like 2 or 3, a bunch of like probably a couple. But Siena being 4-0. Arkansas State being 4-0, Davidson 3-0. That's not bad though. Navy Army 81-49 over Kuwait. Howard, the first MEAC win in the season with a 68-60 over South Carolina State. Norfolk State 68-40 over North Carolina Central. Marine Central 68-60 over Marine State. Elkhorn State 49-45 Jackson State. Harvard 62-45 by Southern Dartmouth. Longwood 89-56 West Virginia. Georgia Southern 60-50 over Redford. Columbia falls to Cornell 67-60. PI 74-40 over Bucknell. Lafayette 60-50 over Auburn. College State 60-50 over Georgia State. Winthrop 50-55 over UNC. North Dakota State 13-2 over 2-0 Southern Mill. With that 81-44 over Denver. Quinnipiac is really solid in the Medtronic Athletic Conference. 5-0 now. 60-56 over Ryder. Fairfield blows out winless Niagara. Barely got to double digits in the first half. It was 53-11 at halftime. Now it's just dominant. I don't know who you're playing. If you're playing a non-Division 1 school or Division 1, any Division 1 school, I don't care. You can't play against like a top team and so and you would say it's dominant, And especially it is. Fairfield blows up Niagara 50-42. The Metro Athletic Conference near top of the conference. Definitely really competitive. Fairfield and the Quinnipiac 5-0 and Siena 4-0. Merritt 62-57 Manhattan. Senior Harvard is also up there with a 4-0 record, 70 in the conference, 77-61 over Pieces. Center Michigan 68-56 over Bowling Green. Vermont 72-56 over New Hampshire. Albany 74-60 over USL. Bryant 82-73 over Maine. Northwest State 5-4-1 Southland play was above 500 with 50-46 over Nichols. And Gardner were 56-52 over Houston, Michigan. They got 500 in conference play. Marshall unbeaten in conference with 4-0. 13-3 over 53-40 over Upland State. James Madison 87-52 over Texas State. Steve Weston, E7, 72, E65, 57, West Georgia, E106, 65, rolling. Eastern Kentucky, 109, 43 over, 103, 49 over University. Stetson, 76, 58 over Jacksonville, 72, 59 over Florida, of course, 61, 4, 51 over SPE, 55 over Florida, Oregon State, 54, 49 over Arizona, 76, 3 over Tennessee State. And 175, 65 over Southern Indiana. Team 50, 51 Eastern DTSA, 50, 47 Temple. Western Illinois, 50, 51 Missouri State. Colorado State was a 4-1 conference with 13-2 overall. Then E6, 3-1 Brazil State. Richmond, E6, 0 State Manager. With a 70-60 win over Virginia State. Charlotte, 31-60 over UB. UB, 64-50 over Air Force. And then Carl, 79-60 over Sydney. Gremlin, 85-60 over Purdue. South Dakota, 67 over Kansas City. Or Reds, 85-67 over Dakota. All State goes to 30, 74-56 over so the rest of 85 over Troy. Given Troy for Swallows. Sacramento State, 60-30 over Weaver State. In the South Texas Showdown between University of Texas Evergreen Valley and Texas University in Southland play. And each team in Southland is playing twice. You're playing twice each team, and that's the first of two matchups between them two. Interior Valley wins 58-47. E6 team goes to 6-6 overall. 2-3 in conference with a 72-60 Northern does winless in conference and winless overall. Southern Utah 50-55 over Utah. Southern 64-58 over Tesla. Massachusetts 75-70 over Tennessee. Georgia Southern 60-50 over Costa Rica. Venezuela 66-46 over Brazil. San Jose 72-55 over San Jose goes to 1 conference final. That one. Nevada 58-40 over Utah State. That gets their first conference of the season. Grand Canyon knocks off Boise E7-66 for someone who was a team with 9-2 win the conference play. Boise was. It's tough, being 1-3. Ohio State was 2-1 the conference play with a E3-52 win over Houston. BYU 71-60 over Arizona State. Arizona State was on being going that game. Arizona was 15-0, 2-0 12 play. BYU was 13 and BYU was 12-2, 1-1 Big 12 play. And both teams are really solid teams. Solid unranked teams. And I'm surprised Arizona State, despite their weaker schedule, I'm surprised they still aren't ranked like 25th, in the country. I mean, I thought, if Arizona State beat BYU, I was going to say Arizona State definitely is going to be ranked, but BYU lost that one. Or BYU won that one. That was BYU won 71-62, so Arizona State still might be ranked, but I guess Texas Tech wasn't ranked until they beat ranked also. Alabama State's 83-50 over Mississippi State. Alabama A&M 72-40 over Southern Bluff. High Point 72-58 over Southern State. South E1-56 over Louisiana. Tennessee E2-60 over Arizona. Northern Cross 77-58 over Minnesota. Cover this E60 over Jordan State. Korea goes to and what? Utah Valley Surprise over Christian 69-67. E951. New Mexico blows out 1-16 conference play. South Dakota State 30-65-36 overall. And so UC several 80 across your research. UC right was 61 for you and plus 14. There were 2-3 teams. Let's see, 14 gets lost one. Everybody gets one. Play. You will be say 2 of those teams in cards. Play was 1-3. Reaches 1-2. Play goes 1-3. Alpha C 3-40 over Reach State. Arrow State with less than use 0.8. 80, 68, 63 over East Russian, 68, 59, BTS for Costa Rica, South Florida, 66 over Texas, Ryan, 70, 50 over Rushka, UCC 65, 54 over Hawaii. Hawaii is 0 4 by West Point. Just guys spread Hawaii's not necessarily the top team like I don't know, maybe like near the top of the conference or other teams. Maybe not in the top, but like that right underneath the top, third, fourth, fifth tier. This year they're still they're winning.